Hello, everyone. The Reserve Bank of India, at its Monetary Policy Committee meeting, decided unanimously in favor of a status quo and also decided that the accommodative bias will continue not only in the current financial year, which is FY 2021, but going into FY 22 as well. There has been no surprises on those counts. They also announced that the phased CRR reversal that they have in mind will actually get implemented in two phases, which is 0.5% in March 21 and another 0.5% in May 2021. This seems to be triggered by the fact that they're acknowledging that while they have intentions to normalize liquidity, they are mindful of the mammoth Government of India borrowing program and therefore do not want to hasten to suck out excess liquidity in a hurry in the banking system. They also have mentioned that as the CRR phased reversal takes place, it opens up avenues for deploying more tools for monetary easing if deemed necessary. While all of these were good news, we also saw on the inflation front there have not been any materially negative surprises. They have mentioned that this quarter, which is the Q4 of FY21, inflation will likely have a marginally receding bias, and even for the first half of FY 2022, there's a small revision upward, but nothing very material. Bond markets, some of them were also expecting some sort of an accommodation withdrawal, probably a couple of members. Even that did not happen. But as it is evident through the market hours after the policy was announced, we saw a spike of about 6 to 7 basis points in bond yields. A visibly dovish policy. Why did it have a hawkish outcome? The reason for that is very clear, that the Reserve Bank of India actually served a buffet, a very, very massive and expansive spread. But the bond market participants were waiting for an a la carte. They were looking for a specific serving of the word OMO. While the RBI has mentioned, and he did keep mentioning it through the speech, that they remain committed to ensure the Government of India borrows in a non-disruptive manner, that assurance doesn't seem to be sufficing the market at the current juncture. What should bond investors do in such a scenario? So, couple of things. One thing, we need to be very clear that volatility is going to be the order of the day. So, if one is very tempted to chase past returns and extend the investment maturity based on that, that is something which we do not recommend. Number two is which a theme which we have been reiterating for quite some time, continues to play a dominant theme for the year 2021, which is the carry theme. We believe that if 2020 was the year of capital gains, 2021 could well be the year of the carry for fixed income investors. The bond yield curve, even as we speak, continues to be reasonably steep. A fixed income portfolio with a 2 to 3 month duration is having portfolio yields of around 3.35%, which is very close to the reverse repo rate. But the moment we actually have a duration around the 1 year region, the YTMs jump up almost 1.5%. Now that shows you the steepness of the yield curve, which is a very potent, I would say, instrument which investors should seek to exploit. You need to keep in mind your investment horizon as you plan these investments. So therefore, going forward, while the steepener could give way to flattener, we expect the bond yields to trade in a very tight and narrow range, and incremental movements to be decided by the quantum and the pace at which the RBI chooses to do open market bond purchases and or operation twist. So therefore, active management from our side could be well the theme from a portfolio management perspective into 2021. We also believe that open-ended passive structures where the positioning is somewhere around the mid-duration range could also be a sweet spot from an investor consideration perspective. Lastly, given the economic outlook and the pickup in activity, we could see the compression of spreads between credit assets and AAA, or for that matter, between corporate bonds and government bonds, something which started about 3 quarters back to continue going forward also. Therefore, strategies which could focus on AAA and non-AAA combined in a hybrid manner is something also which investors could consider as an investment opportunity. Whether it's the short end of the yield curve or the long end, it is extremely important that you do not get disturbed by undue volatility, especially on a very short term basis. Key is to stick to your investment horizon, and then these volatilities won't look that evil. On that note, thank you so much for a patient listening. Stay invested, stay healthy, and happy investing.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.